Children in need, innocent civilians slaughtered, and devastated masses. We've all seen the crises, but not quite like this. A new book just out is entitled 1,000 Words, Photos from the Field. It chronicles crises in pictures, but also human compassion and innovative responses. Joining us now is Nancy Aossey. She's the president and CEO of the International Medical Corps, the group putting out this group. And Nancy, thanks very much for coming in. Thanks for the work you do for this book. Tell our viewers briefly, what is the International Medical Corps?
The International Medical Corps is a humanitarian relief and development organization. We're headquartered right here in Los Angeles, founded in Los Angeles in 1984. And what we do is we focus in conflict areas and in natural disasters. We try to reach the people that are hardest to reach in the most underserved areas, and we provide healthcare training and health services to populations who would otherwise have no access to such humanitarian services.
And what was the purpose of putting together this book?
The purpose of the book was to fundamentally celebrate the 25 years of work by the International Medical Corps, and to show the images that we've experienced, that we've witnessed around the world in the various countries that we've worked in. You know, pictures tell 1,000 words, and as we know, many of these crises, we read about them in the papers, we hear about them all the time, but sometimes there's no better way to capture it than to capture the face of a child or the face of an Afghan woman in Afghanistan.
I want you to describe why these are such powerful images. This first one shows in Afghanistan and Pakistan some surgery going on. What's going on here?
Well, this is our founder, Dr. Bob Simon, who he was the first American doctor to go into Afghanistan after the Soviet Union had invaded in '79. And this is one of the reasons why I joined the organization myself shortly after Bob founding it. He's doing a training lab there, and as you can see, he's training advanced Afghan medics so that they can return to their villages and treat people themselves. And it captures for me the most important part of our work, which is the training and the teaching. And if you look at the intensity of the Afghan faces, you will see why that's so important.
I can see the intensity. There's a picture also in Rwanda, a very moving picture of a little boy with his leg in a cast. Tell us about this photo.
Everyone is, the genocide and the brutality in Rwanda is well known. When International Medical Corps entered Rwanda, we actually went into the country, not just on the border, and started humanitarian assistance at a hospital in Kibungo. It was brutal, it was terrible, there are lots of gruesome images, and the reason why we like this image is that despite all of the brutality and the terrible things that were happening in Rwanda during the genocide, you see the resilience of this little boy's face as he had an opportunity to get help at our hospital in Kibungo.
And take a look at this picture of a little boy and his grandfather. Shocking image in Somalia. You can see the starvation so evident.
Yeah, this was in Baidoa in 1992. I was there at the time. It was called the City of Death. And the starvation, adults and children were dying. International Medical Corps set up a therapeutic feeding program in Baidoa. You can see there those little beds are crates of, we use those for medical supplies. And we were treating, this is a little boy and his grandfather. We were treating both adults and children at the same time. You know, if I could add one thing about the collection of the photos in this book, Wolf, one of our volunteers, a woman by the name of Stacy Twilley, who put this book together, went through 10,000 photographs like the one you've just seen, and with a group of photographers picked some of the most, what she thought, compelling photos to kind of illustrate what was happening at the time. And that photo, for me, it's actually hanging on my wall in my office, really captured the massive devastation of the starvation in Somalia at that time.
Nancy Aossey of the International Medical Corps. Nancy, thanks for doing this. Thanks for the book. It's really a powerful book indeed. We appreciate your joining us.